Hi there, I'm Sandy Sims with SDS Digital in the Accord Sequarallel module. Today we'll have a quick look at the Scala micro-tuning capability of the Sequarallel. I'll play some notes to output CV to a VCO and MIDI. You can hear they're perfectly in tune, even though this wasn't even auto-calibrated. If you are watching this video, you probably already know what Scala is and are familiar with micro-tuning, so I won't go into it here. What you may not know is this wonderful web app, Scale Workshop by Savage.com. It's not complex and full-featured like the Scala app, but it gets the job done. To create a scale, you can either grab a preset from the included list, which has some interesting layouts, or create your own. For this example, I'll import one I previously created. This is in the .scl format for Scala. This scale is 12 tones to cover an octave, but I wanted sharper sharps and flatter flats to add some dissonance when coupled with MIDI notes that are not affected. The derived frequencies are shown based on the starting point entry. For our purposes, the starting point here doesn't really matter, but it will in the next step. I will create a third flatter and sharper scale by increasing or decreasing each tone or interval a bit more. The name shown will be included in the .scl file, and it will be used by Sequarallel's VCO listing up to 16 characters, so it's important to name it with that in mind. Now to save it. Because the Sequarallel has no way of reading an SCL file, this information must be translated into something it does understand, a MIDI sysx, aka system exclusive. The web app at micro-tonal will do this translation. Simply import your .scl file, set the starting key, which should be at C for most situations. Then click Download MTS file. MTS stands for MIDI Tuning Standard. Unfortunately, there's nothing standard in the hardware world when it comes to tuning. As micro-tuning becomes more popular, I'm sure more manufacturers will begin to add the micro-tuning feature. The Sequarallel does not emulate the micro-tuning in the MIDI realm, only CV outputs. It did ask to open in MIDI aux if you have it, but it's best to save first. Everyone that uses MIDI should have MIDI aux, as it's great for uploading sysx files, amongst other things. Double-clicking the SYX file will open it in MIDI aux, ready to send to the Sequarallel. I've created a couple of simple sequences in a tracks tracker to step through several semitones so we can hear the difference once a Scala microtonal is loaded. I will mute the MIDI so all we'll hear is the VCO. To receive a tuning sysx, one must enter the Tune menu to select Jack row, then one of its 8 possible slots to insert the Scala Tuning into. The resulting Scala Tuning set uses the original tunings of the Jack, be it the rough factory default or an auto-calibrated set, which gives it much more accuracy to a specific VCO if already calibrated. Before sending the sysx, I will select a row 1 VCO, as this is for the first Jack. When selected, the sysx will change the VCO name, as you can see. If you have a sharp ear, you can hear the sharps and flats are now distorted away from their semitone frequencies. It's pretty hard to hear the difference, so I'll go to Playlist and select the slower track sequence, which first plays naturals, then all sharps and flats. Arm it, and now back to the Tune Quick Box. The adjustment on the Quick Box is a master for all CVs and isn't used much, but makes use of the possibility. I had added some other Scalas without highlighting the row, which will prevent the name from changing. Maybe that wasn't a great idea. I'm not sure what this one is, but I'll switch it back to normal using 12 equal divisions of. There is also a special Scala sysx that will revert the VCO selection to the original tuning, be it calibrated or factory, which pretty much sounds the same as this. I'll post it on the site eventually. This one I think was 11 Edo machine. Let's load it and see. Yep, that was it. Because it's less than 12 notes in a cycle, over the MIDI note range the higher notes will top out. This is especially noticeable with 7 or 8 tone scalas. By design, the lower note slots have higher notes in them, so it will roll over to the lowest within a useful range. That's why the set 0-volt note setting is useful. These are not just octaves, so can be shifted anywhere. Now for a 17 Edo Pythagorean. Can you hear the difference? I'm not a micro-tonal connoisseuse yet, but I can certainly see the merits of having this feature included. Just being able to control the texture of a chromatic scale is a good bonus. I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial/demo of the Sequarallel Scala ability. Thanks for watching.